Recently I picked up a game on Game Pass called Omori. It is immaculate in its storytelling, I love it to bits. I've played all the way through it, I've done 3 routes to get 100%. However, before I continue this review, I must tell you that this game features heavy subjects such as suicide, self-harm, as well as dark and unsettling images. Viewer discretion is advised, and if you would like to stay and watch, enjoy the review. Well, to say I was blown away by Omori would probably be an understatement. I absolutely loved it. It came out on Game Pass at time of recording around 3 weeks ago, and I believe it was in development for 6 years. Started in 2014, ended in 2020, and got its console port this year. So I was super happy to find out that it was coming to Xbox, and the first thing I did upon seeing it in Game Pass, I immediately downloaded it. To start off with, I would like to summarise the plot with at least as little spoilers as possible, because the last thing I would want to do is spoil this masterpiece for you. Also, I will be diving into spoilers later, I will warn you when I do. If you have not played the game yet, I do suggest playing it first and then coming back to this video to see what I think about the game, as well as how I interpreted a couple of the areas you can discover. My favourite aspect of Omori has to be the plot, as the game does not rely on fancy graphics to carry it to greatness, but instead tells the narrative of our protagonist, Omori, an eponymous character as we see him in the title as well as the cover. We guide Omori to Headspace after our introduction to Whitespace, and we meet our childhood friends Aubrey, Hero and Kel. After, we are met by Basil and Mari. Mari is our sister. During our first transition from Headspace to real life, we learn that our character's real name is Sunny, and Omori is based off the word Hikokomori, which describes a child who refuses to leave their home. First origin is in Japan, I believe. Immediately, the quirky vibes of Headspace are shattered as we awake at night to a growling stomach and a long staircase. The stairs connote to Sunny's fears, and his fears often greet him in the real world later on. As we progress through Headspace more, the game opts to show us more of the truth behind why Sunny locked himself away all this time, and more elements of events are revealed to the player, which opens up what happened in real life and how it affected each member of his friend group. I have attempted to explain what happens with little detail, as moving forward spoilers will be present. So when I cover my favourite moments, that's probably when you want to click off, because that will be very spoiler heavy. Don't want you to get spoiled by my video, because I'll be heartbroken. Again, if you are thinking about playing Omori spoiler free, click off now, or stay if you would like my point of view on the game. You've been warned. Alright, now other than the plot, another favourite aspect of mine about Omori has to go to the music. And let me tell you, it is phenomenal. The way Omocat can, well, not only Omocat, but her team can shift the music from being super upbeat and getting you active in a boss fight to using ethos to generate emotion when you're in an important scene, for example. There's one where I love it where I think he's drowning Omori. He walks down, and Mari's there. You know, she's walking down, you're right behind her, and a soothing piano starts playing, reminiscent of the final song. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a couple of samples from my favourite tracks in the game. I'm probably going to play my top 5. In the comments, I'd like you guys to say which one is your favourite from all of these I've picked, and your own favourite. Now, honestly, I think the music in Omori speaks for itself, to be fair. Every time I listen to a track, I'll have to dance along. There's only a couple of tracks I'd probably skip, and that'll probably be the black space content. I'm not a fan of the spooky vibes. The music's quite distorted there, it's unsettling, but it makes for some good ambience, to be fair. It immerses you when you're playing the game. The immersion's great with black space, and all the other songs in the game. You know, you've got Trussle Among Trees where you fight a normal enemy. You've even got my personal favourite's got to be Golden Vengeance when you're fighting Pluto Expanded. Now that song is fantastic for the gym, let me tell you. But yeah, that's my comments on the music in Omori. I believe that it's probably one of the better OCT soundtracks I've heard in a game. It's up there with Undertale, Deltarune, you know, all the greats in my opinion. So let's move on to the next point of Omori. If there's another thing to credit Omori for, it has to be the immersion. I think it's best to be played at 11 o'clock at night onwards. Maybe 10, I'm not sure, but depends on how dark it is outside, to be fair. My favourite moments of the game come from when I was playing at that time and I was encapsulated in this world of despair. When Omori / Sunny is encountering his other fears, the house becomes decrepit. You know, there's spiders everywhere for one of them, that was great. And another element I like about the immersion is in the headspace area. You could probably get away with playing that any time of the day, but also there's some various aspects which leak into headspace, such as a something. This is the spoiler zone, by the way, if you didn't catch before. That something is actually a sister Mari, trying to... So, I don't know, I'm not sure how to describe it, but she follows Sunny everywhere, really. He's constantly reminded of his sister's passing. There was a point I was playing Hikokomori route around 11:30 at night. I was in Mr. Jawsom's office, the shark guy, yeah? There's an elevator on the right. I went in because I couldn't go there before on the normal route. I was transported into the black space area, and I was so caught off guard by it. I was stuck in headspace, and I was like, oh, nothing bad will happen. So I was walking about, I shot myself, and I went to the title screen. I put it out to the title screen. But yeah, I thought I'd share that experience. Omori can make you do a lot of not weird things, but it can make you jump, which is why I like it so much. And to finally finish off the stuff I like about Omori, the content in the game, it is wide and vast. One thing you can find in Omori is a lot of art pieces from this guy called Rocco in the Hikokomori route. I'm going to link out here with content because a lot of the time you can find a lot of good art when you walk about and interact with characters. I don't believe I've mentioned it before, but you can get routes in Omori. I didn't go into detail. You can get the normal route, the true route, and the Hikokomori. What I'll do, a lot of people have explained this much better than I would, so I'm going to display an image on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it if you want to get a good ending, or you want to try and 100% the game like I did. Try and unlock the Hikokomori. It's not that hard, really. Now with Omori, I believe that I have only a few criticisms, because honestly I found the game really smooth. However, I did find it way too easy at some points. May have been because I did a little bit of grinding, but it was only like 10-15 minutes really. And then some of the final bosses like the Slime Girls and Humphrey became practically child play. Also, when I first started I had no guide throughout the game, so the directions were quite unclear in certain areas. I can think of one example, Sweetheart's Castle. I could not for the life of me figure out how to activate the third turn maxim until I realised you could actually use the elevator. So that's probably me being stupid, I'm not sure. But my final criticism is if you're going for 100%, headspace can be an absolute slog. Say if you try and do it more than once. Because you're basically skipping through dialogue. But other than that, I have nothing else to say to criticise. So yeah. And with all that out of the way, and also to conclude this video, I would like to share with you my personal favourite moments I had through my first playthrough in Omori. Now, honestly, these three clips are fantastic in their own sense. One of them is the ending, of course, and a secret ending, and also a bit of horror you can find along the way. I cannot thank you enough for getting this far into the video. I was not expecting to see you here. But if you want any more reviews in the future, please comment down below. And I will leave you with this. Bye bye.